Hello, this is Oksana, and this is going to be my food empties video for December. Basically, I save most of the packages from things that I've eaten this past month, or maybe some of them took me longer than a month, to show you and just kind of let you know whether I liked it or not. So I mostly try to eat natural and organic, so almost like a mini review for you if you are interested in trying some of these foods, or which ones are good, which ones are not so good. Basically, that's what this video will be helpful with. So I have a lot of crackers that I went through this past month. We got these 365 organic golden round crackers from Whole Foods, and let's see which other ones. And these were good. They're really good. I like them a lot. They're also the urban garlic water crackers from Whole Foods, the Cars table water crackers, and then the multigrain and flaxseed Trader Joe's water crackers. A lot of water crackers. My parents were here visiting, and that's actually how I ended up at Trader Joe's. They like to shop there, as well as Whole Foods. And my mom likes to eat crackers, and so we ended up getting a whole bunch. And that's who some of these are left over from. And one thing that she was doing is she would take a cracker and she would put a little bit of butter on it, and then she put a little bit of like preserves on top. They had brought some preserves that they got from IKEA that were called lingonberry, I believe, if I'm pronouncing that right, and that was surprisingly good. And it like kind of satisfied my craving, both for like a baked good and for something sweet. And I don't think that it's necessarily that horrible, in terms of health-wise. I mean, obviously there's sugar, and I really liked it. So I have been trying some more crackers. I have a box that I'll show you that is also from Whole Foods. Like, obviously the urban garlic wouldn't be good because this with preserves, it would be kind of strange. But they have organic ones. These are organic, that are sesame seed. So I'll show you that box in my next empties video, because I'm sure I'll go through it by then. And then, so I was looking for something whole wheat, and Cars is the company I'm used to making the table water crackers. And I saw this, and it says whole wheat. So I thought that these were going to be like whole wheat cracker version of those. And these are completely different. They're thick. They're like a cookie. And they do have some sugar in them. They're a little bit sweet, so it almost tastes like a cookie. It's like a whole wheat cookie. It's really strange, but I loved them. I don't know if I'm going to buy them again or not, but I don't really want to like have cookies sitting around. But they're a good alternative to a cookie because they're not as sweet as a regular cookie, but for me, they're sweet enough where you can tell that, it's sweeter than a cracker. So I don't know, they were kind of different than I was expecting, and I really liked them. So if you didn't know about these, you should check them out because they're actually really good. And then I made quiche. So I have a pie crust from Immaculate Baking that I used, and I actually asked them, I think I've shown this before, and I asked them this time, since there is no non-GMO little, stamp on here, I asked them if they are or not, and they told me that they're in the process of getting all their foods non-GMO verified, and so they are, but they're not official. With some of the foods, they said it just takes a while. Some of their stuff already has the little thing on there, and some doesn't, so that makes me feel better about it because it can find in the organic pie crust. And then, I love these. If you have not tried these Enjoy Life bars, they are just amazing, and they don't have soy in them. They obviously are, kind of sweet, and they have sugar in them. But these ones that are called Sun Butter Crunch, these are probably the less sweet ones. And the chocolatey ones, they're like a little bit more indulgent. But they're all really, really good. Let me see, I wonder how much. So this has 4 grams of sugar per 1 bar. And this one is 8. And this one has 9. So these are amazing. If you love chocolate, oh my gosh. And something else I wanted to tell you. Oh, they're gluten-free, nut-free, dairy-free, soy-free. And they are non-GMO project verified. And these make excellent snacks too for my daughter. So the only thing is I wish that they were organic. But other than that, I think that they are so delicious. Another box of crackers from Trader Joe's. Roasted gorgonzola flavored oven crisp crackers. These were really good, but I shouldn't have even bought them in the first place because, let's see, there's something in here. Soy lecithin is in here, and they're not organic. So it was kind of like, I was shopping with my family. It was around Thanksgiving time, actually, so it's so much easier to just grab things when you're with your family and you're like, oh, it's for our, for the holidays, for our holiday feast. But these are actually really, really good. They tasted really yummy, but I don't really go to Trader Joe's very often, so I don't buy things from there very much. 2 things here, all the way in the bottom. So I told you about the cracker butter jam thing. So here is one of the jams. I have a few. Some of them I'm still going through, so I'll show them to you in future videos. But this is from Whole Foods. It's called Bio Nature Organic Wild Berry Fruit Spread. And the awesome thing about this is it is sweetened with apple juice. So you've got berries. This one is like the wild berry flavor. So we've got blackberries, strawberries, bilberries. What are bilberries? Raspberries, and apple juice concentrate, which is what it is sweetened with. Natural fruit pectin. Pectin, I think, is what kind of makes it more solid, like jellifies it. So good if you are looking for something without added sugar. And I thought this tasted really, really good. And the whole, cracker with some butter on it with this on top was really amazing. Amazing way to, like, satisfy my craving for something for, like, carbs and something sweet. But, yeah, it's kind of like a small, size. So another thing, I bought from a Vitacost this brand that is called Rigoni di Asiago. Oh, here it is on the lid. And the reason I bought from them is they have a lingonberry preserves or spread. I think they call it spread. And I told you how my parents brought that for Thanksgiving, and I loved it. So I went looking for it online, and I found this brand, and they make it, and it's organic, and it's sweetened with apple juice. And so I didn't eat the whole thing of it. I have that in my fridge right now. I'll show it to you guys eventually. You can see it in my Vitacost haul, but that is amazing. And it's the reason that I found the brand in the first place. And then when I was, adding that to my cart, I saw this as like a related product. And this is the organic hazelnut spread with cocoa and milk. And if you like Nutella, you are going to die for this. This is so good. It tastes just like Nutella, except it's organic. It doesn't have artificial flavors in it. It's, all natural, and it's just fantastic. It is so good that I ate the entire bottle of this. Well, what I did actually is, because I made a quiche with this pie crust, I had one pie crust left over, and so I cut it with like a pizza cutter into like little slices, and I spread this on it, and then I rolled them up kind of like little croissants, and I baked it that way, just to find like a use for this pizza crust, and it was so good. I mean, my daughter ate that together, and then the rest of this I just kind of ate like on crackers and different things. So, oh, this is so amazing. And I have 4 of these because it was buy one, get one free, and I didn't realize that I like added 2 to my cart thinking that you needed to add 2, but you only needed to add 1. So I ended up with 4 of them. So now I'm just like, oh my gosh, I need to control myself so that I don't eat too much of these, because the first ingredient is sugar. And let me see how much. So in 2 tablespoons, there's 190 calories and 18 grams of sugar. So it's quite a bit, but it's just so good. If you are looking for a really yummy treat that is, you know, organic and natural, and maybe for baking with, like, I'm so excited that I found this because Nutella was fantastic in like certain recipes, and so now having an organic version of this will be great. So that is, oh, one more last thing. Oh, I actually had some other stuff to show you, but my husband thought that it was recycling, which it will be after I record this video, and he threw this out, some of the items, and then I like picked it out of the recycling, but I couldn't find everything, and I didn't want to like dig too deeply. So I don't have the bag from the Alexa brand organic shredded hash browns to show you, but maybe you've seen it, or maybe you know what I'm talking about. It's basically just shredded potatoes, and then there, I think there's like sunflower oil or something, and they are frozen. So what I like to do is I like to take those for a quick meal when I'm like in a pinch and I need to make dinner. I always like to have this around, especially because it's frozen, and I can kind of, you know, keep it in my freezer indefinitely. I love to use those potatoes and these vegetables right here, just mixed vegetables from Whole Foods. I know this is not that exciting, but it's the, what is this, green beans, corn, and carrots and peas. So cook those potatoes and this together, and I'm not a vegetarian, so I do put ground beef or ground, some kind of ground beef. And I'm not a vegetarian, so I do. And I'm not a vegetarian, so I do use ground beef in this recipe, but for my vegetarian and vegan friends, perhaps there is an alternative that you can use instead. But basically, I cook that all together, and I put a little bit of water or broth so that it doesn't burn as it's cooking, and just let it cook for a really long time in a skillet on like a low heat until the potatoes start to get like mushy, and they, because they're shredded, they're so thin, it doesn't take much for them to start turning like into mashed potatoes, and you end up with like a mixed up version of shepherd's pie. So it's kind of like shepherd's pie casserole without the pie. I mean, I guess you could bake it in the oven and put like a crust on it or something if you wanted to, but this is just really quick and easy, and you just throw it together in a skillet and is like really minimal effort. So that's a good meal that I cook when I'm in a bind. And that is it. That is what I wanted to show you. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.